Hello everybody, welcome to the Comic and Movie Show. My name is Deshaun and today I'm here to review that Obi-Wan Kenobi teaser. But really, it's a trailer. Now, it's being called a teaser, and I suppose it does do a lot of teasing, but I mean, it's long enough to be a trailer. But regardless of which, this thing was awesome. I mean, you got the Duel of the Fates music playing, which is one of the all-time best Star Wars sounds, like songs. You kind of hear it and you just remember it. It's pretty much the only great thing that came out of Phantom Menace, other than Darth Maul. Ewan McGregor as Obi-Wan, Darth Maul, in Duel of the Fates. That's it. Everything else is like, meh. But I digress. And I guess Samuel Jackson as Mace Windu. But other than that, they got Duel of the Fates going. We got Ewan McGregor back as Obi-Wan, but it's, it's one thing to see stills of it. It's one thing to know about it. It's another thing to see him in moving, see him in action, hear his voice. And, you just because in the original Star Wars, there's still a lot of people who aren't up for this, because there's a lot of people who feel the same way about this that they felt about, what was it? This is Kenobi. That felt about, damn it, why am I blanking? Solo. That felt about Han Solo, which is, this is unnecessary. I don't need to know all this information about Han Solo. I don't need to see him actually, do the whole Kessel Run thing that he talked about. Too much information is, maybe not great. And there's a lot of people who feel that way about this. But to me, it never made it, I'll put it this way. The official, at least OG story was, the vibe that they were trying to give off is that, essentially, after, Kenobi saved, Luke and Leia and gave them to their their parents to raise them, gave Luke to Owen and, to Luke's Uncle Owen and his family to raise them, and gave Leia to... I forgot that senator's name, but I know who he is. I just forgot his name. But, gave him to them and told him to raise them. And the idea is that he just essentially just went into a cave and stayed there for 16. How old is Luke? 20? Is he 20 or 19? Something like that. Either way, he just, the insinuation is Obi-Wan just went and sat in a cave for the next almost 20 years. Which just sounds a bit ridiculous, which granted, when you look at Star Wars lore, and you look at some of the stuff even in Rebels and Clone Wars, it's not completely insane that a Jedi could just, sit in one location for that long of enough period of time, because, they are very zen and whatnot, so it's not completely insane, but it is kind of one of those things where, that isn't, what's the word I'm looking for? It's unlikely. There we go. It's unlikely that he just sat in that cave and he didn't get involved in anything. Now, we know he didn't get involved to a degree to which people knew where he was there. Because when A New Hope happens, no one knows that Obi-Wan is on Tatooine looking over Luke. No one knows Obi-Wan is there, until he reveals himself. So clearly, no matter what happens in this show, it won't be so big that everyone knows where he is, that everyone knows that he's still alive and that he is there. Because, I don't know. They kind of played with it a bit in Rebels, how much people really know. But by the time Rebels had come to an end, you really get the vibe that only a couple people know that Obi-Wan is even alive. So, and one of them's dead, which is Darth Maul. So, I am curious about how they're gonna, what they're gonna do, because like I said, they can only push but so much, because we know that he doesn't get discovered. So, if people find out he's still alive, either A, they decided not to say anything, or B, they die. So we're kind of playing with a little bit of stuff here. Plus, we're playing with the idea that, I don't know if Obi-Wan, I can't remember. I haven't watched Revenge of the Sith Revenge of the Sith in a long time. But did Obi-Wan tell Owen when he was giving him Luke, did he tell him that he'd be looking over him, or does Owen find out that he's looking over him in this one? I can't remember if he actually spoke up and said anything. But either way, this trailer was dope. We got looks of the Inquisitors who were introduced in Rebels. Honestly, it's so funny thinking about the Inquisitors, because in your heart, the Inquisitors were only created for toys purposes, right? those weird ass lightsabers, those crazy looking lightsabers that like they got lightsabers that spin, they got ones that do all kinds of shit. I'm like, the Inquisitor's lightsabers were designed for fucking toys. Now you gotta remember too, they introduced these Inquisitors right at the same time that Disney had taken over, because people forget, Clone Wars wasn't a Disney thing. Clone Wars was like, I can't remember, I think Cartoon Network did Clone Wars for a while there, but it really wasn't a Disney thing. Disney did, Rebels was Disney. Rebels was Disney, and like you can tell, like it had a softer animation style to it. It was a bit more softer in the action department as well. And they gave those Inquisitors these crazy ass looking lightsabers so they could sell those toys. But the Inquisitors were cool because like I said, at least like base level, it was always insinuated that Darth Vader himself was going around killing the remaining vestiges of whoever survived Order 66. But you know, it makes perfect sense that, you know, we're not gonna just kill every Force sensitive person. We're gonna make them one of ours, you know, spread the power around. The Inquisitors were really awesome in Fallen Order. I played that. It was a really fun game. And the Inquisitors were cool in that. The Inquisitors are just awesome little boss characters. And you just know Vader is somewhere off in the distance. And you know Vader's going to be in this show, which they didn't even show a hint of. They got Hayden Christensen coming back to play Darth Vader. And like I said, we haven't even gotten a hint of that. I'm curious of how much they're going to show his face and how much they're going to show Vader. And how they go about doing this. I suppose the only way they can do it is if Obi-Wan leaves Tatooine and wherever he goes encounters Vader. And then Vader can't figure out where he went. Like, that's the only thing I can think of. But the insinuation, at least a lot of the stuff that they're talking about, a lot of the stuff they're building up, is that we're going to get a one-on-one battle. Vader versus Obi-Wan. We'll see who wins this time. And we got that confrontation, but Obi was old, you know, old and wrinkly and couldn't do it anymore. We're gonna get that real confrontation. And plus, you know, my favorite, you know, and the thing about Obi-Wan is, I don't think I've ever said this before. Obi-Wan Kenobi, you know, since I was a kid, he was my favorite Jedi. He is my favorite Jedi. Because there's always this, because while all the Jedi are like, you know, because a lot of the Jedi seem above it. Like it's hard to really describe. A lot of Jedi either you're wise like Yoda, and in which case, even if you try to be down to earth, you know, Yoda tries, he's Yoda, and he just can't help but just spit out wise fucking quotable proverbs, and it's just like, he's Yoda. Or you're intimidating like Mace Windu, where you're just like, I don't think I can have a drink with that guy. Like, you know, just stare me into the ground. You know, you got Anakin who's cool, but you know, he's kind of herky-jerky, not to mention he ends up becoming Darth Vader. You know, he's kind of herky-jerky, he's kind of a bit of emotional, you know, he's a little, but Obi-Wan always seemed like the most down-to-earth Jedi, to me. He seemed like a cool dude, he seemed like a chill dude, he's so playful, he got a British accent, which makes that playfulness even funner. He, you know, you get this feeling, I mean, he has actual friends. Now, he's not like, mortally, now he's not like Luke or nothing where he's like, I can't lose them, but he has friends, he has lovers. I mean, the love of his life dies. You don't see him flip off the deep end, you know what I mean? Like he to me, Obi-Wan, like the way he his morals, you know, before the shit goes down, he's what I'm like, that's a good little balance. He's like, I'm not too invested, but he has friends, he's pretty relaxed, he jokes, he's a funny dude, he has, like, he jokes around a lot, but he doesn't, but he understands, and I love the fact that his specialty is counter, which is literally passive, which is literally, I will let you make the first move. So that means, I love that Obi-Wan's specialty in saber fighting is counterattacks, because literally his fighting style is, I'm gonna let you do it, but I'm not gonna initiate this. If I kill you, that's because you initiated it. That's it. You know, and I love that fact. And like I said, Ewan McGregor is such a great actor. He brought so much life to that character. You know, like when I see Obi-Wan in my mind, I just see him smiling. I just see him smiling because he smiled so much. He was just such a calming presence. And you know, sure, maybe some people argue about the Jedi way. Me personally, I think, like, some people just go, oh, all the Jedi stuff, all of it. Like, some people go too far with it, in my opinion. No, The Jedi ways just needs to be tweaked a bit. It just needs to be tweaked a bit because I am one of the people, and I might be apparently the only one because everyone's all fucking like freedom, chaos. I don't care if you burn down the city. You did it your way, But in my opinion, order and chaos, to quote Vision, people think order and chaos are somehow different. They're the flip side of the same coin. And the thing is, I always understood the Jedi way because I understood the idea that if you have the power, potentially, not everyone has that kind of power, but if you have the power to move Star Destroyers, you have the power to choke out an entire room of innocent people, to wipe out a town, maybe we want to train you self-control. Maybe we want to train you not to get attached to people, not to get attached to anything so extreme that you might murder everyone. I think that's kind of something that's lost when people start like questioning certain aspects of the Jedi thing. It's like, no. We're not talking about normal people. We're talking about people who could murder entire fucking cities of ordinary people just because if they get too emotional and throw a temper tantrum. We're not talking about normal ordinary people here. Jedi can do real damage to the world. So I get the concept in the Jedi Order of we want you to not be like too closely connected with people. We don't want you to feel too harshly. They don't want you to not feel at all. Obi-Wan's a prime example of that. He didn't lose, like I said, when his lover, I can't remember her name, but she was the queen on Mandalore, and when she died, Obi-Wan didn't lose his shit and go all dark side. That's why I say Obi-Wan's a good example of how it's supposed to be done, of how it's actually supposed to be implemented, which is like you can still feel shit, just don't go off the deep end, But I get why they implemented those ideas in the actual training of Jedi, because it's just like, dude, you are carrying way too much power to just be willy-nilly with it, to just be like, all like, and you're a Jedi, you know what I mean? Like we like the thing about it too is, I hate to say this, we can't have you having something that's bigger than the Order itself. If you got a family, if you got kids, if you got something else, brother, whatever, you got something else like that in your life, you might hesitate to put your life on the line to do the right thing. And we can't have that. So like I said, I always understood the whole non-connection things with the Jedi Order because I'm just like, they're too powerful to just be just like, do whatever you want to. Sure, if you snap one day, you can just murder an entire city, but who cares? But I digress. I kind of went off on a tangent there. It's just I'm talking about Jedi, so I'm back in it. But this trailer was awesome. I love the way the Inquisitors looked. Love the way those lightsabers looked. It has a different vibe. They got Deborah Chow, who directed some of the best episodes of The Mandalorian. Directed this entire thing. Comes out May 25th. It is going to be a great day. I mean, this month, Moon Knight comes out, and then as soon as Moon Knight wraps up, this comes out. I mean, this is awesome. I can't wait. I think this is only, and then they're really pushing the limited series aspect, which I'm curious, how limited it's going to be. Now, it all depends on how this show ends. Because if it ends and it just cuts to him older, it's like, okay, yeah, that's it. This is it. But if it ends and it's like, yeah, we left a little wiggle room to continue, who knows? I know some people are feeling kind of rough because of Boba Fett. I enjoyed Boba Fett, so I'm not feeling rough at all. And I even see some people questioning, like, if this doesn't work out, the Star Wars, I'm like, calm the fuck down, dude. One bad show, two bad shows ain't gonna ruin nothing. People still show up to watch this. Anyways, thank you guys for joining the Comic Game Movie Show. Please like, subscribe, and tell me, comment below. What did you think about this Obi-Wan trailer? I am hyped. I am hyped. Love you, McGregor. I am hyped. Anyways, thank you guys for joining me again. I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.